Hi, and welcome to this presentation called Combat Anxiety Exhaustion Priority Number 1. And let me just quickly give you the solution how to combat anxiety, and that is to build an energy grid. That's right, we need protection from the missiles that are coming at us from just about every walk of life that's creating anxiety in us, leading us in the direction of panic attacks, depression, and for some, even suicidal thoughts. So one of our solutions is to build this energy grid. Well, hi, my name is Michael, also known as Mr. Advocate, and I'm a mindset coach. And I'm going to present this as an overview to you, introducing the subject of building this energy grid. There will be more videos coming at you because it's an extremely powerful solution to anxiety. So what is this grid and what does it look like? The grid is the inclusion of the four major energy types that are in our system. Our intellectual energies, our relational energies, our physical energies, and our spiritual energies. All four energies are part of this grid. An important principle to understand is that these energies influence each other. So if I'm depleted in one energy type, like relationship, it brings down my other energies. On the other side, if I'm building up my physical energies, it will have a positive impact on my relationship or my intellectual energies, at the same time. So the key point is they influence each other, and to build the grid, you're actually putting all four in place at the same time and maintaining all four at the same time. So what does that look like specifically to a person? How do you go about building this grid? Now, it is also important to understand that my grid is going to be different than your grid, and your grid is going to be different than Peter, Paul, and Mary's grid. So with that in mind, what are some of the features of my grid that I put together to protect myself from the various stresses that are thrown my way? Now, in this particular example, I'm going to talk about four elements or four things that I do to build that grid. So what I didn't include are the big three. The big three, when people talk about building energy, they say what you need to do, and they're correct. You need to get more rest, you need to exercise, and you need to improve your nutritional intake. And that's absolutely true. But I assumed you already knew that. So I'm going to give you some other types of things to do to build this energy grid. And again, remember, this is specific to me. Fasting is an enormously powerful method of improving one's overall energy, of building this energy grid. But fasting isn't for everybody. My body actually relates very well to fasting. I can fast 3, 4, 5, 6 days, water fast, and it's not really interrupting my way of doing life. It's actually repairing me. It's actually building energy. I know some other people that if they go 3 hours without food, they're in a bad place. So I'm not going to recommend to them that they should, use fasting to build their energy grid. Now the fasting, what interestingly it does for me, it actually impacts on my physical energy part of my grid, my intellectual, because fasting has a very powerful impact, on the brain. So it actually is a method of building my grid that impacts more than one line of the grid, which is really important. The other thing that I do is hospitality. Now, I have a spiritual giftedness in hospitality. I'm a natural at hospitality. I love going into environments of hospitality, whether it's a restaurant or whether it's a resort. I just enter into them, and I'm energized. I'm building up. I just really feel at home. So when I go into those environments, it actually impacts on my spiritual energy side. And my relationship side, because it obviously deals with people at the same time, And if I behave myself on what I eat at the restaurant and have some salmon with some omega-3 in it, I'm going to impact myself on the physical side. So the hospitality actually will affect multiple areas of building my grid. So I try to get into a hospitality environment or provide hospitality as often as I can. The next thing is I'm a photographer, so seeing things has high impact on me. And so I look to find eye candy. An example of eye candy for me is a harbor where there's recreational watercraft, yachts and sailboats. There's the water movement usually. There's at least the harbors that I go actually have seals in them, so I see the seal. So the eye, when I see things, it builds energy in me on the spiritual side. But also, when I see things, it goes into my memory bank, which actually helps my creativity side and helps my intellectual energies, as well. Then the last one, but not the least, is in the love language side. My love language is touch. If I touch somebody, I'm communicating to them love. When they touch me, they're communicating love back to me. And let me suggest that love in and itself is obviously on the spiritual side of the energy, but it's the most powerful energy source. You're going to have one heck of a powerful energy grid when you increase your love factor. That you know and love others in a deeper way, and others know and love you in a deeper way. This is just powerful. So when you exercise your love language, then that's maximizing your love factor. So that's a really quick down and dirty thing that what I do to help build my energy grid. Now, to get you started in building yours, you really need to start building yours. I don't think any of us has a choice. We're being bombarded. 40 million U.S. adults suffer from anxiety disorders. I mean, it's in our face. So let's get you going. So the first of all, when you're selecting the activities to do to build your energy grid, they have to be part of your natural design. I mean, they can't be foreign to you. You can't be in a scenario where you would dislike them. For example, when I was giving the aspect of fasting, if you can only go 2 hours without food and we fall apart, well, that's not part of your natural design. So it has to fit within your natural design. 2 is that it actually has to be fun, which is connected to the sustainability. We're building an energy grid to remain intact, not to put it up and let it fall down. So it actually has to have a fun factor. So as you go through the selection process of building your energy grid, make sure it's part of your natural design. It has a fun factor so that it is sustainable. Now remember, this is just a quick overview. I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you more input on how to build this grid, but I want you to get started right away. You can do this. I know you can do this. You just need to make the decision to start building this energy grid. And guess what? You're really worth doing this. I really want to see you have an improved life, to enjoy life, at a higher level. And I just want you to remember my little tagline that says, look, feel, and be alive. You were meant to experience that tagline. So thanks for looking at this video. Watch for the next ones so that you can continue to build your energy grid and stare down anxiety. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.